another blowout victory. The Golden State Warriors are unstoppable right now. 2 games against the Trailblazers and Utah Jazz, 36 points, 41 points difference. Buddy Hield is making threes like crazy. The Golden State Warriors 12-man rotation is working really fine despite everyone's doubt around it. Like, not many minutes to anyone. Players are getting on fire. They're throwing themselves, committed. Defense is working well. The Warriors are unstoppable at the moment, and they are proving everyone wrong. So last night, they did what no one was expecting. They hold Lauri Markkanen and the Utah Jazz to less than 100 points, 86 points, a 41-point difference to the Warriors. And that's amazing. These guys here, the 12-man roster that you're seeing on the screen, they're very committed. And that's the main difference for the Warriors right now. Everyone that comes to the floor, they know they're fighting for minutes. There is no egos. And that started with our superstar, Stephen Kerr, that he hasn't really super shined in these games, but he's more involved on making everyone play and calling attention of the opponents and opening space, like Buddy Hield's taking so much advantage right now when they're both on the court. And that's what everyone is doing. The Warriors are really strong in the defense, especially with the second unit. When you see guys like Brandon Porzingis or Kevin Looney, DeAnthony Melton, Buddy Hield itself, that is not historically a great defender, but has been done really well. Gary Payton the second, like the Sky Wenders of the second, third unit that comes, they are really committed. And last night, if you paid attention to the game, it was almost 41 points already, 2 minutes to the end of the game. And they were throwing themselves on the ball on the floor, and it's like it was just starting. And so everyone is really into and bought the idea right now. So I think the Warriors found a really strong roster, found a path, found players that are willing to go on that route, and it's working. So let's look at the box score of the Utah Jazz, because it was amazing. Look at this. Lauri Markkanen, he was coming from a 35-point game against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies is a strong team right now. They have Jim Jamoran back. They're expected to be a really strong contender. And they had that was a 2-point game difference against the Memphis Grizzlies. And Lauri Markkanen was coming from a 35-point game. The Warriors hold him to a 13 points. The Warriors hold Jordan Clarkson, for example, that usually goes for those 20, a lot of shooting volume, to only 11 points. And if you watch the game, watch the highlights, you can see the frustration on those guys' face because of the whole pressure, the whole effort that the Warriors were doing, the hustling, we were not giving up anything all the moment, putting pressure. It's like they didn't get tired. So the Warriors did really well on that. And when you look to our box score, there are so many things that we can mention here. Let's start with what is known from the Warriors. Really good 3-point shooting. So that is expected. That's keeping the happen first game is happening again. Buddy Hield obviously is a big piece of it. With both games, he was shooting over 70%. 70%. That is impressive. 5 3-points in the first game, 7 3-points last night. He broke the record of the franchise for more small 3-points in the first 2 games of the season. And then you look like the Warriors, we know that we are not a team that goes too much for the free throw line. But when we're going, we are being effective. We are massacring the opponents in those rebounds. And Kevin Looney, for example, it's a big piece of it. Andrew Wiggins had a 20-point game against the Blazers, and now a double-double against the Utah Jazz. And we know how much he was good on his shoulder, how much people were asking to trade Wiggins, talking about his salary, talking about his contract. And he's proving that he's capable. Obviously, it's just the beginning of the season, but that's the path that we expect. So things are coming to a good shape, and if it keeps going that way, the Warriors will really be strong and a strong contender. So, and again, you look to those 2 games, our superstar Stephen Curry hasn't been there. So let's talk about the big winner and the big loser of this game, right? In general, the Warriors have been playing well, but there's obviously someone that is shining and outstanding as someone that we haven't seen, and it's concerning. The big winner, undeniably, is Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield has scored 22 points first game, 27 points last night. has been the Warriors leading and the scored from, has helped in rebounds and assists as well, has already found himself an engagement with Stephen Curry. He's actually taking, Stephen Curry is a big responsible of that, getting a freedom and a space in that rotation. One, because Steve Kerr's system is like that. The Warriors are known for this off-ball movement and volume shooting, three-point shooting. But also because Stephen Curry obviously got all the attention and guys are trying to double him and running towards me, and then he opens this space for Buddy Hield. And Buddy Hield's very effective. That's to his credit. So he has been outstanding. He is feeding that role that Klay Thompson left. And it for many, and I understood that way. It is a little bit of pressure. You're losing a guy that is an icon idol for the franchise, that has been a 4-time champion with the franchise. And then you are the sharpshooter. You are the guy with more 3 points the last season in the league. And then you're coming and everyone's expecting you to fulfill his shoes. And he's done so well already. Like, we expect this to keep going. Obviously, I do understand that at some point he's going to oscillate. He's not going to have a great game. But so far, he has been very helpful. And coming to that second unit, like, he's really taking advantage of that. I have no doubts, keeping like this, he's going to be a strong candidate for that 6th man of the year. But then, there's a concerning piece, and a big concern in my opinion. Jonathan Kuminga. For me, he hasn't played well both games. It's not a major thing, and not many is being said about it, because we won both games, right? The Warriors have won both games, and then obviously no one is really putting a lot of problems with this. But Jonathan Kuminga, remember, he is discussing his contract extension. Different than Moses Moody, he hasn't agreed with the Warriors in that extension because he is supposedly expecting a max extension that is a $225 million for a 4 years contract or a 5 years contract. With the Warriors in a big problem in terms of the cap space. If he wants that, he needs to prove, right? And I said here in another video, he was betting on himself, and he is betting on himself, and so far, it's disappointing because he hasn't found his face. The Warriors are moving the ball. The Warriors are not like much of ball handling. And I think he has done poor decisions. If you watch both games, even when he had the opportunity to attack and to go, he hasn't much go with results. So I think Jonathan Kuminga is a big piece. He hasn't found himself in this roster yet. He's been given the opportunity. He's a starter. He's putting in that small court position, but we still need to see more of it. He hasn't really shined yet. So those two are the big winner, Buddy Hield, and the big loser so far, Jonathan Kuminga, of this initial 2 games. Obviously, it's just everything starting. Everything can change. And I expect that Kuminga is going to bounce and have like those 20-point games and everything that is expected from him. We just haven't seen that yet. So when we look to the schedule, the Warriors are playing Sunday tomorrow against the Clippers, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, and then back-to-back games against the Orlando Pelicans. Talking about the game really quick tomorrow, I think the Warriors have all the chance to catch that 3rd win. The Clippers are playing tonight. Today's Saturday. They are playing tonight, so they're going to be without rest, and the Warriors had 1 extra day. Kawhi Leonard's injured, not playing, so the Warriors really have a big chance there. James Harden has been playing well. It's going to be a tough game for the Warriors, but I think we can do it. I think the Warriors have a deeper roster and can catch that win with the support of everyone, and that second unit coming really strong. And then we have 2 games against the Orlando Pelicans. That's going to be another battle against Brandon Williams, Zion Williams, and Williamson and CJ McCollum. That also, it's a strong roster. It's going to be competing with the Warriors for those playoff spots as well. So I hope that you have been enjoying the 2 games the Warriors had so far. I think things are coming as we expect. Players are oscillating, some more than the others, but I think it's coming together. Buddy Hield fulfilling the shoes that is needed. The second unit being really strong in the defense with Anthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, Kevin Looney, Brandon Brzezinski, that has been hustling a lot. And I think that's what we need to support Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, those veterans to be very competitive right now. So I'm really appreciating what we have seen hoping we can catch that win tomorrow.